My colleague Priyank Tripathi continues to be live with us. Priyank, now this was a statement that came in from the centre making it clear that China was trying to alter status quo, wanted to move the Indian troops from Tawang, and that's when India retaliated. But back home here, we're seeing politics play out with the Congress party now questioning the centre on its stand. The centre saying that this is the official stand of what exactly happened and a clarification that has been issued.
See, this dead attempt by the Chinese, PLA has been continuing since 2006, and in the recent past, after the new airport, which has also been constructed at Itanagar. Remember, just a month back, the Prime Minister has inaugurated a very well-established airport, which is of 2.5 kilometers long, which clearly shows that India is also, looking at the possibility of making a very strong foot in this area. But the fact of the matter is that whatever the political party says, that the Chinese PLA has always been attempting to have their dominance in the Yangtze area of Tawang region, and that comes under the Indian territory. And time and again, they have been trying to have a face of kind of situation to have an area dominance. We know that the Chinese PLA have been moving in this area because this is not a barricaded area. This is not an area where you can have a total markation. But the Indians know about it. The Indian army is very well aware about the area, the trajectory which they have to follow. But time and again, the Chinese PLA over the period of time have been attempting to enter in this domain, and whenever they have thought, they have been pushed back. What intel sources and sources have been indicating that in the recent past, in this particular Tawang, there have been 4 attempts by the Chinese PLA to have their dominance, and that was once again which they attempted to do on 9th. And on 9th at 10 a.m. when they started having escalating this kind of tension with the Indian armed forces, with the Indian army, they were pushed back. They again came back with a formation of more than 200 people, but still they were pushed back. And that kind of tension continued till 10th. And on 11th, there was once again this kind of situation which led to, a flag meeting which has happened right now. So this is not a matter of only showing of the strength. This is a matter of where the Indian agencies and the Indian government is also trying to have the diplomatic stand on, because time and again, war is certainly not a solution to this kind of situation, which is very well known. And to have the dominance in the area, but at the same time to give a message to the bosses in the PLA, the top army commanders in China, this kind of attempt has been done by the Indian armed forces to push them back. Certainly at 10 a.m. on 9th, and as well as on late in the afternoon time period of 9th, they started stone pelting, which has resulted to some kind of injury to the Indian armed forces. Okay. But as Raksha Mantri has very clearly stated that there is a clear message which they have got.
All right, Priyank joining us on road to Tawang now, and very, very strategically important. Priyank, do stay on with us. I just want to play out a reaction that's now coming in, because remember, even as the centre confirmed that there was transgression from China, expecting thin presence and taking on the Indian army, the politics over it continues. Now OAC reacting to it, saying the government should allow a discussion, saying the government is trying to avoid answering on the issue. Listen in.
प्रधानमंत्री को सबसे पहले पार्लियामेंट में डिस्कशन अलाउ करना चाहिए। सरकार की जिम्मेदारी है, स्पीकर पर, चेयरमैन पर मत डालिए। देश जानना चाहता है कि देश के प्रधानमंत्री आखिर इतना क्यों डर रहे हैं चीन का नाम लेने से। बयान नहीं, हम डिस्कशन चाहेंगे। बयान देकर भाग जाना कि सरकार की बुज़दिली होगी पीठ दिखाकर। चीन जानता है कि प्रधानमंत्री कभी भी इस बात को नहीं मानेंगे कि चीन भारत की जमीन पर कब्जा करके बैठा है, और बल्कि प्रधानमंत्री से अपील करेंगे, डिमांड करेंगे कि जिस जगह पर 9 तारीख को क्लैश हुआ है, वहां पर एक ऑल पार्टी एमपीज को लेकर जाइए, मैं आने को तैयार हूं।
Is this the kind of dirty politics that's going to hurt the national interest? Priyank, OAC saying that China is aware that even if we occupy space in the Indian territory, the Prime Minister will not accept it because of his political positioning. This at a time when the Indian troops have responded to the transgression, the Chinese side well prepared, attacking the Indian troops, but the Indian troops have responded to it.
Yes, certainly. Obviously, the had always had a double standard with respect to when it comes to China and when it comes to Pakistan. That is for sure. What was the last time Mr. Owaisi came out and said that he will go and talk to those brothers who have lost their life by the terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir region? When was the last time he came out and spoke regarding what was the atrocities which was happening from the sides of those terrorists who are there in Srinagar? So certainly the people know about it. He is certainly catering to one particular vote share bank, which he has always done. He has never emerged as a mass leader. He has always emerged as a leader for one particular religion. So we are talking about the national integrity. We are talking about the pride of the nation. We are talking about the strength which India has. The manner in which our forces have pushed back those 200 odd PLA armed personnel is a commendable job. Remember, there were, Pratibha, only 12 to 15 Indian Army personnel who were on patrolling when they spotted these Chinese PLA members trying to build up a temporary structure. This Yangshan area of Tawang, which is in the extreme condition, the weather there is in the -degree. Our forces have been maintaining this kind of position that they have always pushed back the PLA, and this is not for the first time. This has been happening since 2006, and over the period of last few months, what intel agencies have been suggesting that the PLA has been very much rattled about the kind of developmental work which is happening in the area. You are here, I'm here, and we can see that the highways are being maintained. There is a new construction which is happening, and that is what is rattling the Chinese PLA, because we know that because of the funding which they get on the other side, they are also trying to build up very strong construction road, and they are certainly rattled about the fact. But the recent development of the newly constructed Itanagar airport, which is making it more accessible to the new heavy carriage aircraft of the Indian Army like AN-32 and IL-76, which were not able to land here. They are certainly rattled about this fact, and to give the message to the Indian government that, see, whatever you're doing, we are keeping close watch on you, and we will try to once again infiltrate into the area. They have been indulging in this kind of thing. 4 incidences, and they've been pushed back. On 9th, they were pushed back. On 9th, they were so, bound, and because of the dominance which our forces had, they started pelting stones. Imagine an army which claims to be a very strong army is indulging in throwing stones on the other sides. It's certainly very, shameful act which has been done by the Chinese. And certainly, since the parliament session is on and there's very less, issues with the opposition has got over the period of time, they will certainly try to hit out on the government. But doing that, they are also trying to hit out on the morale of the security forces, which is certainly not acceptable to any Indian who has been watching it very carefully that how our forces have been doing a commendable job. They are pushing back all these, Chinese people, the PLA army personnel who were trying to enter in the area. This is not a gated border. Mr. Owaisi and all those people who have been criticizing the effort of the Indian Armed Forces need to understand that this area is, spread into 3,400 kilometers long stretch. So this particular stretch is certainly something which is on the eye of the Chinese army. It's, factually impossible to build up a fencing into that. That's why the Chinese PLA try to come inside. They try to make their temporary bases, which is being, destroyed, and many a time they are not being allowed, which has also happened on 9th.
That's right.